I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He's very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
A few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Benedict returned for the wars or no?
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many had he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many had he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much.
He hath done good service in these wars, lady.
He hath musty victual, and you hath hope to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
Indeed, he's no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of its 5 wits went halting off, and now the whole man governed with one. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible.
It's very easily possible. He wears his face, but it's the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and if he were, I would burn my study. But who is his companion now? Is there no young square who will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He's most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He has sooner caught the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he had caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Company! Halt!
Stand easy. Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you counter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace, for trouble being gone, comfort should remain, but when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then were you a child.
Ah, you have it full, Benedict. You know by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? Oh, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not such a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loved me.
Oh, God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, sent you such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer, but keep in your way, in God's name. I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
And that is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my good friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at least a month, and he heartily prays we find some occasion to stay longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite. Praise from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you, sir. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Leonato, we will go together.
Benedict. Didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, we think she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I'm in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Oh, would you buy her, that to inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Oh, yea, and a case to put it into.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. As her cousin, is she not possessed with a fury? Exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary. If Hera would be my wife.
Oh, is it come to this? Will I never see a bachelor of 60 again? No, go to, in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. See, Don Pedro returns to seek you.
What secret hath kept you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
Would your grace constrain me to tell?
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Oh, you hear, Count Claudio? I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but, on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With who? Oh, now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric? All women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt make a most notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall tell. In time, the savage bull doth wear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as to write, "Here is good horse to hire." Let them signify under my sign, "Here you may see Benedict, the married man."
In the meantime, good Senior Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him that I will not fail him at supper, for he hath made great preparation.
So I leave you.
My liege, your highness, now may you do me some good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and you will see how apt it is to do any hard thing that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
My lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye. One that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, and in the rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair the sweet lady is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it. I will break with her, and with her father, and you will have her. Was it not to this end that thou did beginst to twist so fine a tale?
How sweetly you do minister to love, to know love's grief by his complexion.
Look, I shall fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I shall take thy part in some disguise, and tell the fair Hero that I am Claudio. And into her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, take her hearing prisoner with the force, strong counter my amorous tale. And then to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. Practice, let us put it presently.
Cannot hide what I am. Must be sad when I have cause, laugh at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, attend on no man's business, sleep when I am drowsy, wait on no man's leisure, and laugh when I am merry. Claw no man in his humor.
Nay, you must not make the full show of this until you may do it without controlment. My lord, you have of late stood out against your brother, and he has taken you newly into his confidence, where it is impossible you should take true root. But by the fair weather that you make yourself, it is needful to frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. It cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man. It cannot be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain, trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. But in the meantime, let me be that I am. Seek not to alter me.
And you make no use of your discontent.
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Comes here. What news brought you?
I came yonder from a great supper. Prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and give you intelligence, intended marriage.
Might this prove some model on which to build mischief? Who is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marion is your brother's right hand.
Who? Oh, the most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
Proper squire. Who? Which way looks he?
Marry upon Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Very forward march, check. How came you by this?
Saw the prince and Claudio hand in sad conference. I went to be behind their house and there heard it agreed upon. The prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup has all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. Now, you are both sure and will assist me in this.
To the death, my lord.
Then let us to the feast. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would that the cook were of my mind. Shall we prove what's to be done?
Wait upon your lordship.
Not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing, the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Senior Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Senior Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
And faith, she is too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
Just if he send me no husband, the blessing for which I am at upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore, I shall even take 6pence in earnest to the bear ward and lead his apes into hell.
Well, then go you into hell.
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil greet me, like an old cuckold with horns in his head, and say, get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids. So deliver I up my apes, and away to St. Peter's for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, daughter, I trust that you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering. Make good room.
Lady! Will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing? I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And when pleaseth you say so?
When I like your favor, for God defend the lute should be like the case.
Speak low if you speak low.
Well, I would you did like me.
Well, I would not, for your sake, for I have many ill qualities.
And which is one?
Well, I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better, the hearers may cry, Amen.
And may God grant me a good dancer.
Oh, amen.
And may he take him from my sight when the dance is done.
I'll speak no more. The clerk is answered.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
Not a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
I tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down.
Not a word, I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to you, monkeys, I'll see. Graces will appear. And there's an end.
You will not tell me who told you so.
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Oh, not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales? This was Signor Benedict that said so.
Oh, what's he?
Oh, I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and they beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure not marked nor not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy, and then there's a partridge ring saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leader.
Ah, every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will lead them at the next turning.
My brother's amorous on Hero. He withdraws her father to break with him about it. Ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I can tell by his bearing.
You are Signor Benedict, are you not?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. Now, he is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is not the equal to his birth. You can play the part of an honest man in this.
How know you he loves her?
Why, I heard him swear his affections.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us return to the feast.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore let all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no one. For beauty is a witch against whose charms faith melteth into blood. Therefore, farewell, sweet hero. Farewell.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. It was the boy who stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, then I'll leave you.
Alas! Poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my Lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am married. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
How now, Signor? Have you seen the Count?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a ward. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped. What's his fault?
Oh, the flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her that she was much offended by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me that, not knowing I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw. huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks ponies, and every word stags. Her breath were as terrible as her terminations. There were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. Oh, come, talk not of her.
Look, here she comes now.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errands now to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard, do you any embezzage to the pygmies? Rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
None, but to enjoy your good company.
God, sir, this is a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Yea, Signor. He lent it me a while, and I gave him good use for it, a double heart for his single one. Mary, he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
Well, how then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, I think your blazon be true, though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and the fair hero is won. I broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name but the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, I thank it for a fool it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance, thus goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry hi-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather one of your father's getting. Hath your grace now a brother like you? Your father could get excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace's pardon. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for without doubt you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
And niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry your mercy, uncle, by your grace's leave.
By my troth, a most pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For I have heard my daughter say that she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot bear to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She'd make an excellent wife for Benedict.
Lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you go to church?
Why, tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, Claudio. You shake your head at so long of breathing, but I warrant you, time shall not go dully by us. I shall in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and Signor Benedict into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but lend such assistance as I give thee direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watch.
And I, my lord.
And you, gentle hero?
I would do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He's of a noble line, of confirmed honesty and approved valor. I will teach you to humor your cousin that she will fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, shall so practice on Beatrice that in spite of her quick wit and her queasy stomach, she shall fall in love with Benedict. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours. For we are the only love gods. Come in with me. I shall tell you my drift.
The party is long over. Move along.
It is so. The Count Claudio is to marry with Leonardo's daughter.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment would prove medicinable to me. I am sick with displeasure at him. Whatsoever comes to court runs even in my affections. Now, how can you cross this wedding?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I believe I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to hero.
As I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, point her to look out her mistress's chamber window.
And what is the life in this to be the death of that wedding?
Poison, that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him how much he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated, stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof would I make of that?
Proof enough. Misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, kill Leonardo. Don't keep for any other issue.
Only that to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw the prince and Claudio alone. Tell them that you know Hero loves me. Tend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which will bear no less likelihood to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me love. And there, bring them to see this very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero will be absent. There will appear such seeming truth of Hero's loyalty that jealousy will be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to an adverse issue it may, I will put it into practice. I'll be cunning in the working of this, and your fee is 1,000 ducats.
You constant in the accusation, and my cunning will not shame me.
And I will presently go and learn the day of their wedding. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claude. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I've known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good arm. And now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. His wont is to be plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now is he turned to orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. Ugh. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, I'll never go near her. Wild, or come not near me. Noble, not I for an angel. Good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. The prince and Monsieur Love. Find me in the arbor.
Shall we hear this music again?
Yea, my lord. How still the evening is hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict hath it himself?
Very well, my lord. The music ended will fit the kid fox with a pennyworth.
Come, Margaret, we'll have that song again.
Oh, good Lord, no, it tax not so bad a voice to shame the music more than once.
It is the witness still of excellence to put a strange face on her own perfection. I pray you, sing, and let me woo no more.
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea and one on shore. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea and one on shore. To one thing constant, never then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny nonny.
By my troth, a good song!
Oh, and a bad singer, my lord.
Ha! No, Faith, thou singest well enough for a shift.
If she had been a dog that would have howled thus, they would have hanged her.
I pray thee, Margaret, get us some excellent music. We would have it tomorrow night at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
Will do my best.
Do so. Oh, farewell. Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Aye, stuck on the foul scent. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible since the wind in that corner?
I cannot tell what to make of it, my lord, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? Well, she will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how?
She did indeed.
How? How? Pray you. You amaze me! I would have thought that her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it, knavery, not hide such reverence.
You have taken the infection. Hold it up. Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and she swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So she says, shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This she says now when she is beginning to write to him. For she will be up 20 times a night. And there will she sit in her smock till she have read a sheaf of paper. Oh, my daughter tells us all. But she railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me, yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed, my daughter says so. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard she'll do a desperate outrage to herself. Oh, it's very true.
It were good that Benedict should learn of it by some other if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would but make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
If he did, it were an alms to hang him. For she's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she's exceeding wise.
In all things except loving Benedict.
I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would that she had bestowed this dotage on me. Well, I pray you, shall we find Benedict and hear what he will say?
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she were to make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. When the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very noble man.
He hath indeed some good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind very wise.
He shows some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you. Well, shall we find Benedict and hear what he will say?
Have her tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it rest the while. I do love Benedict well, and I wish that he could modestly examine himself to know just how unworthy he is of so fine a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectations.
Let the same net be spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. Sport will be when they hold an opinion of the other's dotage and no such matter. That's the scene I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him into dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why? Oh, no, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. No, I must not seem proud. Happy they are that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear the witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, well, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument against her folly. For I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken upon me because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? Man loves the meat of his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall whips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be people! When I said that I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. Besides this day, she is a fair lady. Oh, I did find some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, just so much as you might take upon a nice point.
My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick and in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little too crafty a way that only proves by hearsay. Now begin. For look, where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close to the ground to hear our conference. The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars a silver stream and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, and even now is couched in the woodbine cover to her.
Fear you not my part in the dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of this sweet false bait that we lay for.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn rise, sparkling in her eyes, surprising what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all else matters seems weak. She cannot love nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly it were not good that she knew of his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured. But she would spell him backward. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why a vein blown with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none. So turned she every man the wrong side out.
Sure. Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in size, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with marks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, devise some honest slander to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudia.
I pray you, madam, be not angry with me, speaking my fancy, but Signor Benedict, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it, madam. When are you married?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you.
We have caught her, madam. If it proves so, then loving goes by half. Some Cupid kills with arrows, others with straps.
What fire's in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Then farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. My kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
Gallants! I am not as I have been.
So say I, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
Oh, I have the toothache.
Yet say I, he is in love. If he be not in love with some lady, there's no trusting old signs. And look, he brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him. And the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Well, indeed, he looks younger than he did.
Nay, rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much as to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is melancholy.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know as well. I warrant one that knows him not.
And his ill conditions. In spite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried, with her face upwards.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache? Old senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 words to speak with you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
By my soul, to drink with him about Beatrice.
Hero and Ursula have by this played their parts well with Beatrice. And then the two pairs will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good den, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
If it please you. Yet the Count Claudio may hear, as what I would speak of concerns him.
What is the matter?
means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you to discover it.
My lord, you may think I love thee not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me, by this I now manifest. I come hither to tell you the lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero. Your hero. Every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you a worse title, I will fit her to it, but wonder not until further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you will see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you still love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you trust not that you see, confess not that you know. Follow me, and I will show you enough. When you have seen more and heard more, then proceed accordingly.
If I should see anything tonight, why I should not marry her tomorrow in the congregation where we should wed, there will I shame her.
As I wooed with thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further, until the two of you are my witnesses and the issue shows itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel?
Oh my goodness, lady, avert thy eyes and keep thy virtues clean. Please.
Oh, don't fall.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or it were but a pity that we should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Hey, that's where punishment too good for them. They should have any allegiance in them. Be chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh Oakcake, sir, or George Seacole, but they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God has blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man, gift of fortune. But to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable...
You have, I know it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, give God thanks, make no boast of it. For your writing, let that appear where there's no need for such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man to be constable of the watch. Therefore bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You comprehend all vagrant men. You would bid any man stand in the prince's name.
And how if he will not stand?
Well, then take no note of him, but let him go. Presently call the rest of the watch together and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, true. And they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
You sound like the most ancient and quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call upon all the alehouses, and you are to bid those that are drunk, get them to bed.
And how if they will not?
Well, then let them alone till they're sober. If they make you not then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you do take a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. For such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I'm not hanging dog by my will, much more a man with any honesty in him.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. Well, masters, good night. If there be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own. And good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, master, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2 and then off to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonardo's door. The wedding being here tomorrow, there's a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What, Conrad?
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man. I am at thy elbow.
Fasten my elbow itched, I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Now come, forward thy tale.
If be close, I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Stand treason, master. Yeah, stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask whether it's possible that any villainy should be so rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will. Didst thou not hear something?
No. 'Twas the vein of the house.
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She weans me out of the mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted, placed, and possessed by my master, Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
Oh, I thought they Margaret was Hero.
Two of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret. Partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, but chiefly, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio enraged. Swore he would meet her the next morning at the temple as he was appointed, and there before the whole congregation shame her with what he saw o'ernight, send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand. Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
Masters!
Speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us. Ow.
We are likely to prove goodly commodity being taken up these men's bills.
The commodity in question I warrant you come, and will obey you.
What would you with me, honest neighbours?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, this is it, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friend?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. A young man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they are, but in faith, as honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living, who is a young man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous.
Neighbours, you are tedious.
Oh, it pleases your worship to say so, but we are poor Duke's officers. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, eh?
Yea, to 1,000 pounds more than 'tis, for I hear as good exclamation on your worship as of any man in the city. Though I'm but a poor man, I'm glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, has ta'en a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good young man, sir. He will be talking. Well said, in faith, neighbor Verges. Our watch, sir, hath indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them today examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me, for I'm now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffrages.
Drink some wine ere you go. Very well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I am ready for them. I am waiting for them.
Go, good partner. Go get you to the sexton. Bid her bring her pen and inkhorn and meet me at the jail. We are now to examination, these men.
We must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I assure you. Here's that shall drive some of them to an uncome. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, Friar. You come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to the Count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any Count?
I dare make his answer. None.
What men dare do? What men may do? What men daily do without knowing what they do?
How now? Interjection?
Stand thee by, Friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise such a rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, with thankfulness doth give me a wares. There, Leonardo. Take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes there. Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were made by these exterior shows? She is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity,
I know what you would say. If she has known me, you will say that she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo. I never tempted her with words too large, but as a brother to his sisters showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee, seeming I will write against it. You seem to me as Dian in her orb, as chaste as the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, for those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored. I that have gone about to link my dear friend with a common stale.
Are these words spoken, or do I but dream?
They are spoken, sir. And these things are true.
True?
Leonardo, let me but move one question to your daughter. By that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so as thou art my child.
How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Sorry, that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he that talked with you yesternight? Out at your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now, if you're a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then are you no maiden? Leonardo, I am sorry that you must hear, but myself, my brother, and this aggrieved count did see her, did hear her at that hour, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who, like a most liberal villain, hath confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, brother, they are not to be named, not to be spoken of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Therefore, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernance.
Oh, Hero. What a hero hadst thou been if half of thy outward graces had been placed above thy thoughts and the counsels of thy heart. Fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure in piety and pious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and from my eyelids shall conjecture hang to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm. Never shall it more be gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
How now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light have smothered up her spirit.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero. Why Hero? Uncle! Signor Benedict, friar?
Fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, Hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, but I thy spirit stronger than thy shames, myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Chid I for that at frugal nature's frame? Oh, one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my sight? Why had I not, with charitable hand, took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who, smirched thus and mired with infamy, I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins, but mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, mine that I was proud on, mine so much that I myself was to myself not mine, valuing of her. Why she, oh, she is fallen into a pit of ink, that the white sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little, which may savor give to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. So tired and wonder I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Oh, that is stronger made, which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would that two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her let her die!
Hear me a little, for I've only been silent so long and given way onto discourse of fortune. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start onto her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn away the error that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Now call me a fool, trust not my readings nor my observations, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my calling, my reverence, nor divinity. If this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation the sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more than any man alive that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove you that any man with me confers that hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is a strange misprision in the princes.
2 of them are the very bent of honor. And if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, nor age so ate up my invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends, but they shall find, awaked in such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability in means, and choice of friends, to quit me of them through.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you on this case. Your daughter here is a princess left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on the family's old monument, hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Marry, this, while carried, shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. She dying, as it must so be maintained, upon the instant that she is accused, will be lamented, pitied, and excused upon every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth whilst we enjoy it. But, being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, and find the virtue that possession would not show us while it was ours. And so will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear that she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, Every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life into the eye and prospect of his soul than when she lived indeed. And then will he mourn, and wish that he had not so accused her, no, though he thought his accusations true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion this event in better shape.
Signor Leonato, what the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your body should with your soul.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, come lady, die to live. Your wedding day is perhaps but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I shall not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in this world so well as you. It's not that strange.
As strange as the thing I know not. It were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me?
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says, I love not you.
You will not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you so much in my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Whoa.
No. Not for this world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
No, tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here.
Beatrice.
There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be my friend than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain who has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor? Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she's slandered, she's undone.
Beatrice.
Oh, that I were a man, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into compliment, valor into courtesies, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have thought our soul.
Enough. I'm engaged. I will challenge him. Kiss your hand. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. Go and comfort thy cousin. I must say she is dead. So, farewell.
For the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I. And my partner?
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Brachio.
Pray, write down Baracchio. And yours, sirrah?
I am a gentleman. My name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yes, sir. We hope.
Write down they hope they serve God. But write down God first, for God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow. I will go about with him. Come you hither, sir. A word in your ear, sir. I say it is thought that you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you we are none.
Well then, stand aside. Have you writ down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man, said sir, the Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Pray, write down Prince John a villain. Flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero in front of the entire assembly and not marry her.
Oh, thou villain! Thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
Master God.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
This is more than you can deny, masters. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Heroes in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinions.
Let them be in the...
Oh, coxcombs!
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let her write down Prince's officer Coxcomb. Come, bind them. Thou naughty varlet.
way. You are an ass. You are an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that she were here to write me down an ass. Oh, master, remember, I am an ass. Though it not be writ down, forget not, I am an ass. Know thou, villain, thou art full of piety. I shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow. And which is more, a householder. Which is more, an officer. And which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as is any in the sea. And the one that knows the law go to. And that a rich fellow enough go to. And one that hath 2 gowns and everything handsome about him. A fellow that hath had losses. And, oh, bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass!
Well.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men and children nothing differ.
I pray thee, peace, I will be flesh and blood.
Yet bend not at all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know, and so shall the prince and all of them that dost dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good den, good den. Good day to you both.
Hear you, my lord.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now?
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such cause for fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard or a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or what would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head. Thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, to challenge thee to trial of a man. I say, thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slender hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lusty...
Away! I will not have to do with thee.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If you kill me, boy, you'll kill a man.
Let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, follow me. Sir boy, I'll knock you from your flying fence.
Wife!
Content yourself. God knows I love my child, and she is dead. Slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer to man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Imogen!
Hold your content. What man? I know them, yea, and what they weigh even to the utmost scruples, scrambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie, cog and flout, deprave and slander, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words how they might hurt their enemies if they durst. And this is all.
But
do not meddle. Let me deal in this.
Good sir, madam, we will not try your patience. I'm very sorry for your daughter's death, but upon mine honor, she was charged with nothing but with what was true and very full of proof.
My lord,
I will not hear you.
No? Come, Imogen, away. I will be heard.
See, see, here is the man we came to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Greetings, senor. You are almost come to part, almost afraid.
We'd like to have had our two noses snapped off by an old pair without teeth.
Leonato and his wife. What thinkest thou?
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee. For in faith we are high-proof melancholy, and would faith have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been beside their wit. I'll pray thee draw it, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
So I'm an honest man. You look pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man. What though care killed the cat, thou wast metal enough in thee to kill care.
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the career, and you charge it against me. I pray you choose another subject.
Nay, then get him another staff. This last was broke cross.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
May I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you. Very well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. And till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Oh, what a pretty thing man is when he goes in his doublet and hose and leaves off his wit.
Come you, sir. Justice cannot tame you. She shall narrow away more reasons in her balance. Nay, if you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? 2 of my brother's men bound. Baraccio 1.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers! What offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have verified unjust things. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have spoken untruths. And to conclude, they're lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offense. Sixth, and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division. By my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no further than mine answer. Do you hear me? Let this count kill me. Deceived even your very eyes, what your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light. Who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero. How you were brought into the orchard to see me court Margaret in hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should have married her. The villainy they have upon record, which I'd rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead. On mine and my master's false accusations, and briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I drunk poison while he uttered it.
But did my brother put thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery. And fled is he upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, Now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonardo of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonardo, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
You would know your wrong or look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hath killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
Nor I. Yet, satisfy this good old man, I would endure any heavy weight that he would enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both possess the people of Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house. And since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My wife hath a niece, almost the copy of our child that's dead. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and so dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow morning, then, I shall expect you. Tonight, I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul, she was not, or knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always, and just and virtuous in everything that I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a reverend and most thankful youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. I humbly give you leave to depart. God restore you to health, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail you.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
This way,
How pitiful I serve.
I mean in singing. But in loving, Leander the good swimmer, Troilus the first implorer of panders, and a whole book full of these quadrum carpetmongers, whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse, why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I've tried. I cannot find a rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, corn, hard rhyme. For school, fool, babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Oh, Beatrice, wast thou come when I called thee?
Yea, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, well, stay but till then.
Then spoken, fare you well. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that which I came, which is to know what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is the foul wind, and foul wind is the foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forceful is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And now I pray thee, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintained so politic a state of evil, they would not allow any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did thou first suffer love for me?
Oh, suffer love, good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceable. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and men. There will I leave you too. Oh, but here comes one in haste.
No, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio soundly abused, and Don John, the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Done to death by slanderous tongues, was hero that here lies. Death in guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. The life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang the Havre upon the tomb, praising her when I am done. Now unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out, the wolves have preyed. Look, the gentle day round about the wheels of Phoebus has dappled the drowsy east with spots of gray. Thanks to you all, and leave us. Fare thee well.
Right here.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
Well, so are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, though against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the questions.
Well, I'm glad all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and force to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw by yourselves into a chamber, and when I call for you, come hither masked.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good signor, that your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof you had from me, from Claudio and the prince, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is that your good will may stand with ours this day, being conjoined in the honorable state of marriage, for which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here come the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with Imogen's niece?
I am.
Bring her forth, my dear.
But which is the lady I must seize upon?
This is she, and we do give you her.
Well, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see her face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Very well. Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero. Hero that died.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
In all this amazement can I qualify. For when that the holy rites are ended, I will tell you largely a fair hero's death. Yet in meantime let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore that you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin, Margaret and Ursula, are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter then you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here is a note, writ in his hand. A halting sonnet of his own pure brain.
And here's another. Written in my hand. Your affection on to Benedict.
Yeah, I know.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
Oh. By this good day I would not deny you, but I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Oh, peace! I will stop thy mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No, if a man will be beaten, he will merit nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do propose to marry, I shall think nothing that the world can say against it. So therefore never float at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised. I love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which, out of question, thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly unto thee.
Come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
Oh, no. First, of my word. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art look sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife, huh?
Oh, my lord, your brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Therefore, music!
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea and one on shore. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea and one on shore. To one thing constant, never then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny nonny. Sing no more, ditty sing no more. Oh, dump so dull and heavy, the fraud of man was ever so. o'erdump so dull and heavy, the fraud of man was ever so. Since summer first was leafy, then sign not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny 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 nonny.